Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. We are here for a new webinar. Everything you need to know about Agentforce. You might be wondering why I am the one opening the webinar, not Shrey. So Shrey had some other commitments that he couldn't get out of. So I will be the host for today. And with me I have Chakshu, our growth strategist. Over to you, Chakshu.
Hi guys, how are you? So this is my second time here. I feel incredibly grateful. Like we just said, I work as a growth strategist at Syntexa. My roles and responsibilities basically include to help Syntexa grow both internally and externally. So yeah, looking forward to having a great webinar today.
Sounds great.
Right. So moving on, we have a forward-looking statement here. We would request that you do not make any buying decisions on the conversation we have today. Talking more about Syntexa, we are a Crest partner of Salesforce. We cater to 14 different industries across 20 different countries. We're a multi-cloud and a cross-cloud partner of Salesforce. We're also an ISV partner, App Exchange partner, and a Cloudly seller. We also work with Google Cloud, AWS, Microsoft, ServiceNow, Nintex. Talking about some numbers, we have delivered more than 900 plus projects for 675 plus customers. And we are a team of more than 400 plus professionals right now. Talking about today's agenda, we have a lot on the plate for you. So we'll quickly start with history of Salesforce AI, then talk about Agentforce in a lot more detail, how Agentforce is replacing Copilot, industries that are benefited by Agentforce, features and capabilities of Agentforce, types of Agentforce, and a bunch more. Then we obviously have a demo of how the Agentforce works. And then we'll talk about what businesses are actually leveraging Agentforce or can leverage Agentforce, and then how to choose the right implementation partner. And then you'll obviously have a chance to ask any questions. Yeah, moving on, Vijay. Can you walk us through the history of Salesforce AI?
Definitely. So Salesforce AI, I would say, so AI has been here for quite a long time. And as we have been seeing into the industry, we first saw, AI into the action into businesses with predictive AI. So that's the first wave of AI, which is predictive AI, where we used to predict, certain things. When I say certain things, basically where we used to, predict what AI can, what this particular deal is going to look like. What's the chances of its closing? What's the chances of network outage? What's the chances of, our server hitting the, peak time? So we used to do predictions with that. So we had a lot of models that we could use. That was the first wave of AI. Then we had OpenAI release ChatGPT. Yep. So that initiated the second wave of AI, which kind of, started off with the capabilities where we could do certain things with AI, where it will assist us in our business processes, in our business flows, such as summarizing a record, generating a sales email, modifying certain things, comparing certain information. So we could do that. So that was the Copilot, the second wave of AI, where we could, do a lot of things with that. But it was still limited. It could do only the things which we would have configured it. If we would not have done that, then it would have gone haywire and it would have done, some hallucinations, and it would not have been able to do a lot of things. It would not have been able to identify what it could do on its own. Yeah. So that was the limitation of it. The second wave, it could do certain things. It was really great, but it was still not what we were looking for. So we were looking for something that could, we could rely on, which could automate on its own, which could take actions on its own, which could reason, but that wasn't there. And then came the third wave of AI, which is agents. AI agents and Agentforce from Salesforce perspective. So now agents have the capability where we can, create an agent that it can execute and run autonomously. It can do certain actions. It can do, data retrieval, make API callouts, do certain actions on your behalf for your business needs. And you don't have to worry about, whether it's doing the right thing or not, because we have a lot of guard rules. We have the capabilities that we have defined, that what it can do and what it cannot do. So that is what agents is. It's going to definitely revolutionize the way we are delivering customer service, the way we are doing work, and the way the offices work, the way the enterprises work. It's going to definitely change that. It's definitely going to, completely evolve how a customer engages with a particular brand, it's not going to be the simple website or a social media or all of that. It will be going to be agents as well. It's going to play a huge role, as you will be seeing, and as we will be seeing in the next coming few years as well, how AI agents are going to, evolve, and how the complete industry is going to evolve with the agents. Next up, as we can see, we have wave one predictive, Copilot, and then third wave of AI, then robotics, and then we will be having AGI, which is something some people are scared, some people are excited. I am one of the people who are excited. Yeah. So introduction to Agentforce. So Agentforce is the newest offering from Salesforce that they released in Dreamforce this year. It's the enhanced version, some people are calling it, it's the enhanced version of Copilot. But I would say it's much more than that. So Agentforce is the AI offering from Salesforce that not only kind of, does those tasks like, summarize, record, generate a sales email, you can do some kind of flows and all of that. But it can actually reason, if you haven't configured certain things, it can actually reason, identify what could be the next thing that I can do. You do not need to kind of, map out how you would map out traditionally, like if you have been asked to do this, you need to do this. Yeah. If it satisfies this, you need to do this. If it satisfies that, you need to do that. You will not need to do that. You will be simply giving instructions and it will be doing all of that on behalf of you. And it will be doing all of that with the data from Salesforce. So you have the data from Salesforce. You have the guardrails which we have configured. Then it has the complete architecture which kind of ensures whatever we are doing is safe and secure with the trust layer that we have. And the security and privacy that kind of Salesforce offers, and Salesforce has a big name about it, and it definitely delivers onto that. So Agentforce is going to work around that.
So to put it simply, Agentforce is basically enhances, it's an autonomous AI agent that enhances support both for a company's customers and internal employees. And we can say it reduces human intervention for at least the basic tasks.
Yeah. And it can do a lot of complex tasks as well if we have configured it.
Yeah. And then obviously escalate when you actually need the human intervention. So thereby context actually comes in really handy here.
Yeah. So if I talk about how we can build and customize autonomous agents, so we can deploy agents with templates. So we have a lot of templates that we can leverage when talking about Agentforce agents. We have some for sales, service, commerce. We will be talking about them in detail in our upcoming slides. Then we can configure them with low code. So Salesforce, as usual, has come up with a way of doing all of that with low code platform where we do not need somebody technical to do all of that. If you simply have understanding of Salesforce, if you have understanding of how Salesforce works, you can configure that. So they have a low code platform.
Yeah. I am actually a good example of that. I don't have a lot of hands-on experience, but I did build my first custom agent in Dreamforce last September. So it was a really nice experience.
Yeah, it was a really great experience, wasn't it? Yeah.
It took me about 30 minutes to build my agent, and I don't, have a lot of technical experience, so to say. So it's really definitely easy.
It was a really great experience, building AI agents over there. It was a really great, moment of, feel. And I would see it can definitely help a lot of businesses. And there were a lot of businesses actually taking, benefit of that complete workshop.
And then we also got Salesforce goodies by the end of it. So
definitely.
It doesn't hurt.
Doesn't hurt, yeah. Next up, we have proactively help every customer and employee. So that is something that is possible with it. So it is always available 24/7. You don't need to worry about whether it will be live or not. It's always there. You just need to go and open it up, and there it is, the agent for you. It can do all of the things, and you can actually rely on it. Next up, we have what Agentforce is doing. Agentforce is bringing together the AI agents, the data, and the CRM all together in just one environment, which is Salesforce. We have Salesforce as the base, and then we have trust layer. Then we have the various Einstein, capabilities that we can leverage, and then we have the custom app and agents that it can actually leverage to. We will be seeing some parts of it to give you a better understanding of what Agentforce is and what it is doing and how it can actually benefit customers. Next up is the 5 attributes of an agent. So these are the 5 attributes of an agent that you need to configure if you want to use Agentforce. We need to specify the role. What is it that do they do? and you need to specify that. Next up is the data. What all data they can access to actually do those things, do those role that we have specified. Actions is basically what capabilities do they possess, like doing some flows, updating a record, making an API call out, doing some changes. So those are actions. We can configure them with flows, Apex, APIs, prompt builder, and all of that. Then we have guardrails. Guardrails are a very important thing which ensures what they should not be doing. So you do not want certain things to happen with your AI agents, and we can configure that. And that will be backed by the Salesforce trust layer as well. Then we have channels. Where do they work? So we have created an agent. Is it going to stay only inside Salesforce? Or is it going to work on community? Or is it going to work on SMS, email, WhatsApp? So we have that. So that's what we can decide with, we can configure with channels. Where do they work? Then we have Salesforce Trusted AI Architecture. So let me explain that a little bit. So at the bottom of it, if you can remove, yeah. So at the bottom of it, you can see the data cloud. So data cloud is the key thing which is being utilized as the core layer for Agentforce. So you can bring in all the data. You do not need to worry about the data only inside Salesforce. You can bring the data from different places as well, whether it be AWS, whether it be some different platform, things like SAP or Snowflake. You can bring all of that data and use it for your needs. So we have data cloud where we can have Salesforce data, external data, structured data, unstructured data. Yeah, we have the capability of processing unstructured data as well. Now you can give that PDF files. Now you can give that, image files as well if you want to kind of process that. And then we have unified profiles and vector databases. We will be talking about how it will all connect. And then we have model ecosystem on top of it. So model ecosystem is we have the capability to use our own AI models. The models that Salesforce is offering, we can use that. And then we can also leverage our own custom models that we have built. Then we have Einstein trust layer, which kind of ensures your data stays safe and secure and it does not get leaked to, no, I would not say it does not get exposed to the AI itself directly. Then we have AI tools and builders such as prompt builder, agent builder, model builder, RAG, and then we have monitoring and governance. Then we have Agentforce capabilities such as autonomous agents, assistive agents, with the capability of topics, actions, reasoning engines, and agent guardrails. So this is the Agentforce layer. And then on top of it, we have the places where it can be exposed, the places where they can be embedded, such as Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, and various other tools. So this is the Salesforce Trusted AI Architecture. You have the data as well, then you have the AI models that you can leverage, then you have the trust layer which ensures your data is secure at all times, then you have AI tools where you can configure and tweak what you want to do with AI and all of those things, and then we have Agentforce where we can configure the logics, the guardrails, the guardrails and the actions that they can do, the data that they can access, and then we have the top layer where we can actually utilize them, where we can actually access them. So this is the Salesforce Trusted AI Architecture. Moving on, so the only data platform native to the world #1 CRM. So we are talking about Data Cloud. So Data Cloud is the key thing which is going to be used, and it allows you to bring the data from all those different places, put it in a way where it can be utilized, and then you can leverage it for your different business needs, and it's going to help a lot when it comes to AI agents.
So Data Cloud is basically a single source of truth for everything that your business needs to have.
Yeah, you can configure it. If you look at the next slide, over here in the next slide itself only, we can see, we have, so earlier we have done a complete Data Cloud webinar where I have kind of explained this in very detail. Shrey has explained it in very detail as well. So you can watch it, but to kind of, cover it up in a brief manner. So we have data sources on the one end. So we can get the data from all of these sources and we can connect them. We can then harmonize them, link them with different objects. Then we can unify them. Okay, this is Alex, who is a user in our system, which has 3 cases, 3 assets to it. And then we can link it. Okay, he is our customer from this particular website where he had made 12 orders, or he had made 12 purchases. And then we have the capability to link it with this is also the person who has interacted with our social media platforms and he has done all of that. So we can connect all of that with Data Cloud, and that too with no copy, zero data retention policy. So all of that data is accessible to us without copying it over to Salesforce. It's not doing the heavy lifting of data transferring and all of that. All of that is available to us. Then we can use it in our, AI models, in our activations, in our segments, and all of that. So that is what Data Cloud is, and this is how it works. Components of Agentforce. So we have two components of it. The first one is Einstein Trust Layer. So what Einstein Trust Layer is, this is something that we have covered in our previous webinar. If you want to know it in a much detail, you can go over there and actually see it. Now, for me to cover it in a brief, I will be looking at the next slide. So in the next slide, as you can see, there's Agentforce. You can see on the left-hand side, you have CRM apps where you have prompts. So when you type in any of the query, when you type in any of the action that you want to take, what will happen is the prompt will be there. It will get the data that it needs. It will make sure the data it is providing is from that context only which is needed. Then it will do data masking. So your data about, let's say, Henry will not be sent over to the AI as Henry, who lives in New York, who is an IT engineer. So it will be masked. So that data will be masked. So the AI will not know, okay, what is it that this particular person is, but you will still get the response out of it. Then it will make sure the prompt defense, like you are not doing something to break the AI instructions and all of that. So it will do prompt defense. And then it will give that data to AI where it will take the prompt, it will process it, it will give you the output. While doing that, it will ensure none of the data is retained onto the AI itself only. So we have zero data retention policy with Einstein Trust Layer. So it will ensure that. And once you have the response, it will be checked for toxicity. Like it's not toxic, it's not giving something which was not something expected. Then it will be doing data demasking. When I say data demasking, what it means, it will again put Henry back into the picture. It had masked that. It will again put back Henry into the picture. And then it will log it like what happened in the audit trail. And then it will give you the response. So this is the Einstein Trust Layer. It ensures the data, the critical data that you have of your customers stays inside Salesforce, is not exposed in a way where it should not be. This is what Einstein Trust Layer is. And it's a very core part of Agentforce. Next up, we have Atlas Reasoning Engine. So Atlas Reasoning Engine is the core part of Agentforce. It is basically taking care of what needs to happen, how it needs to happen. So Agentforce Atlas Reasoning Engine is going to be the key brain behind the Agentforce. It will understand what is it that the particular user is asking me to do. It will check, do I have that information? Do I have that capability? If it has it, it will simply execute onto it. If it does not, it will reason with it. Okay, if he wants that, if he wants to kind of, create a case, then I need to check whether this particular person already has some orders or not. If he has it, I will identify the latest order because he's saying I want to return my latest order. So it can automatically identify that and take actions onto it. We will be seeing all of that in action. And then it has retrieval augmentation generation, RAG, which is basically retrieving the data from different sources, structured, unstructured, and providing it to the AI so it can process it and then deliver responses. So that is what Atlas Reasoning Engine is. So some of the key features of data retrieval, RAG is like data retrieval. It will be fetching the data from vector database that we can configure. Salesforce is coming up with hybrid search where it is kind of doing semantic search as well and vector search as well. It is combining both of them. It will be GA in next few months, I believe. They have mentioned it will be GA in November itself only, but who knows? It might take a little bit more time. So they are going to provide that, and data retrieval is going to be a key player over there. And we can configure our own search indexes as well, how we want to do data retrieval. We do not need to rely only on to Salesforce automatic capabilities. We can configure it on our own as well. Then we have enhanced accuracy by grounding AI responses with the right data is going to definitely give us the right responses as well. Integration with vector databases, definitely we can integrate it with vector databases and use it for our RAG purposes, retrieval augmentation generation purposes. Next up we have Agentforce and Data Cloud, how it's all connected. So Data Cloud is providing a structured, unstructured data, audio, video data, zero copy capability. And then Atlas Reasoning Engine is kind of retrieving the data, planning how to do certain actions, then evaluate what I'm doing is right or not, then refine it, and then again following the same process. So it's kind of, doing iteration of feedback on its own thinking and then doing certain action, then taking certain, responses to you. And all of that within the sub-second of a second, within milliseconds, yeah, with the customer 360 data available to us. Then we have Agent Builder. So Agent Builder is formerly Copilot Builder. So it's basically a low-code platform that allows users to create and customize AI agents. So basically what it does is it allows you to kind of create your own AI agents. You can create an AI agent. You can define what topic. So topic is basically the things that it can, talk about, it can act upon. You can specify the topic. Then you can specify the natural language instructions. You need to do this. You need to take care of this. So you can specify all of that. And then we have actions. We can specify what all actions you can take, what all things you can do on top of it. So that is what Agent Builder is. Then we have fundamental building blocks of Agentforce. So we can define the topics to be like, order management, repairs, general FAQ, where we can define what this topic is. What are the things that it needs to take care of in the scope section? What are the things that it needs to do? What are the things it does not need to do? So we can define the guardrails as well. So that isn't something which comes into the instruction set, which we have specified. Always offer lookup order status using either order number or email. Look return status before getting a return label. Then we have certain actions like lookup, order status, generate a return label. So we have all of that capability available to us that we can then leverage. We have Agentforce Partner Network as well. So Agentforce Partner Network is basically Salesforce newest addition to the Agentforce itself only. So you can look at it as like app exchange for Agentforce, where you have a lot of capabilities, where you have a lot of implementation partners that can actually help you go to market with Agentforce. And you can use certain custom pre-built actions as well, such as DocuSign, Honeywell, Assembly, and there are multiple other as well. As you can see in the next slide as well, there are certain partner agents like from Workday. We have some from IBM as well. Then we have certain agent actions that we can leverage from the Agentforce Partner Network, which is basically app exchange for Agentforce. Next up, we have Prompt Builder. So Prompt Builder is the same thing that we had in our Copilot, what Salesforce Copilot used to do. So Prompt Builder is basically a place where you can create a prompt and then you can utilize it accordingly. So what that means is, so assume you are doing a certain task, you are generating sales email on a frequent basis. So you have a certain set of instructions. Specify the products in a bullet fashion. Specify when we had the last meeting, what was the outcome of it, and then create the email. So you have a set of instructions like you need to do this, then you provide some data to it, and then you write in some additional information to it. So you do all of that when you create an email template on ChatGPT, let's say. Now you want that you don't need to write all of that information again and again. So that's where Prompt Builder comes in. You configure all of the things, all of the instructions over there, and then you simply ask, generate sales email for this record, and it will do that. So that is what Prompt Builder is. So Prompt Builder is the capability with Salesforce where we can specify what it needs to do with the data it can access, with the model it needs to use or that you want to be used. You can configure all of that, and in which particular format you want the data to be. You can do that with Prompt Builder. Then you can use it for field generation, like summaries. You can use in email. You can use it in different scenarios as well. So that is what Prompt Builder is. As you can see, this is how the Prompt Builder will look like. We will be seeing it in detail in our demo as well. Next up, we have life cycle of a prompt within Salesforce. So we can create a prompt template, design a reusable prompt template, test and refine the template, which is definitely kind of covered and governed with the Einstein trust layer. Select the LLM that you want to use in that, and then we have the capability of doing version controlling on top of it. We can ground the data with the CRM, prompt flows, and data cloud as well. We can use the data cloud data as well in this. And then we have the capability of embedding it within sales email, out-of-the-box templates, field generation, custom templates. And we can also combine it with agents in agent actions. Salesforce has announced 100 plus prompt templates that it has created for different businesses that can be leveraged for automotive, media, non-profit, communication, financial services, healthcare, and all of that. And there are many more as well. Then we have model builder. So what is model builder? So model builder is, so you have the capability to choose your own LLM. But now let's say you don't want to use a specific LLM. You want to bring in your own LLM that you have fine-tuned, that you have created. You want to use that. Now you can do that with model builder. You can bring in that model, you can configure it, and then you can use it in your prompts. You can use it in your AI generations, in your AI responses. So that is what model builder is. We have the capability to bring your own model from Amazon SageMaker, Google Vertex AI, Databricks. We have our no-code machine learning models. We have OpenAI, bring your own LLM. We have Azure OpenAI, bring your own LLM, which we can fine-tune and then use in our workflows. So now we have talked a lot about what Agentforce is, what Copilot is. Now let's talk about how they are kind of different from each other a little bit. So over here in the slides, you can see the comparison between Einstein bot versus Copilot versus Agentforce. So Einstein bot was primarily designed for specific use cases where we used to define what it needs to do, how it needs to do. With Copilot, it kind of enhanced. We could configure, you need to do this, and it will take care of that. Using generative AI, it could do that, but it was still limited. It could not go beyond that. It could not do reasoning with that. It could not link multiple Copilot actions together and then do certain things on top of it. Meaning, let's say you are saying you have the capability of summarizing an order, you have the capability of fetching the review of the products in that order, and then kind of canceling certain products. You want that, all of that. So you had 3 different actions. You could not do all of them together. But with Agentforce, you can simply type in that thing and Agentforce actually execute all of those actions on behalf of it, because it can reason. Okay, these 3 actions needs to fit in, like it needs to first fetch the order, it needs to check the product reviews, and then it needs to update the product in that particular order. So it can do all of that. Just an example, there are multiple other ways as well we can do and go about it. Then we have task complexity. Einstein bots were primarily not meant for complex tasks. Copilot could do, but only in an assistive manner. It could not do it autonomously, but Agentforce can do it. Then autonomy, obviously. Autonomy comes with Agentforce. Copilot was defined with specific rules itself only. And Einstein bot was like, if else, then do this. So it was completely kind of configured. Intelligence. So with terms of intelligence, definitely bot did not use AI that much. Copilot definitely used it, but it couldn't reason on top of it. But Agentforce can reason on top of it. Then we have data handling. So the bots were limited to the data that was kind of specified that they could access. And it was limited to that only. It was primarily static data. But with Copilot, we had the capability of you can access this data that we are providing, which could be either via flows or Apex or from context itself only. But with Agentforce, it has access to the data. It can actually create its own query, fire them, and then get the response back for us. So it can do that. So you can see how data handling is possible over there, and it can actually, do a lot of things on top of it. Then we have natural language processing. So chatbot was only able to handle basic NLP capabilities, and it would not be able to handle complex languages that we could use. It would typically try to identify the keywords and then take actions on top of it. But with Copilot, it changed. It could understand better and then it could take actions. With Agentforce, it can understand the language and it can also understand the context as well and then take actions. So that's what the difference is. Then we have learning capability. So it has limited learning capability. Copilot had certain more capabilities, but with Agentforce, it actually understands and it evolves with the interactions that are happening with it. Then we have integration. It could not be integrated that well with Copilot, and with Agentforce, we can definitely do that. And with bots, it was very limited to the third-party integrations that we could configure into it. Customizations, it was very basic with the bots. With Copilot, we could offer, certain specific use cases where we could configure it. With Agentforce, we have the complete low-code capability where we could extend it, and then we can use instructions to kind of configure what it can do, what it cannot do, which was something that was not possible with Copilot. We could do it, but only for a small action, for a small section. Like you could only specify order replacement. You could only specify for case creation. You could only specify for case resolution. But with Agentforce, you can specify the big level instructions like for case deflection, you need to pass a case to an agent if the customer is very unhappy and he has been facing an issue for past 2 days. So you can configure that with Agentforce and it will take care of that, but Copilot could not do that. Then we have the scalability. Chatbot was not that scalable. It was limited to certain instructions that we could provide. Copilot was, specifically for Salesforce internal uses itself only, and it could not go beyond that. But with Agentforce, it can go beyond that, and it is highly scalable. It can actually, do a lot of things as you give it more actions. As you give more instructions, it can do a lot of other things on top of it. Then we have Agentforce doesn't just assist, it's take actions. Why we have this slide? So this is because we want to kind of understand and make this clear to the people, because I have been talking to a lot of people in Dreamforce as well, and then within my organization as well, and within communities that I am connected to. They are looking at Copilot as, if they are looking at, Copilot as like, it's just an assistive agent. Like there was Copilot and now it has Agentforce. They have simply renamed it. What else did they do? But it's not like that. So Agentforce is not just an assistive tool. It is something that can actually take actions on behalf of the things that you have kind of configured, and it will do all of that. So it's not that Agentforce knows your business, it knows what are your plans, and it can take actions on top of it, and it can scale. It is not limited to one channel, it can be exposed to multiple channels as well. Now I will take a pause before moving on to the next section. I will highlight if you have any questions, if you have any doubts that you want to kind of clarify, that you want to ask us, you can drop that in the comment section and we will be happy to answer all of them.
Perfect. So I think we even saw that in Dreamforce when I was building my first agent. I would ask one question, and then based on that conversation itself, it will future-proof future questions as well. It will preempt the kind of questions I might ask, so that it, again, like you said, it gives context to the situation. It can build on previous conversations and preempt the next set of questions the customer might ask. So that's, I feel, Agentforce plays a very important role in the whole situation. Right, so the next topic is how Agentforce is replacing Copilot. I think Vijay mentioned autonomy. Obviously, once we introduce AI, we want it to be autonomous. We should be able to leverage tasks to it. While Copilot was able to do it to an extent, Agentforce takes it a step above and gives you actionable insights. In the sense, for example, if you were to frequently ask questions, now Agentforce will be able to tackle more complex use cases without any human intervention to step in. But at the same time, it can sense when you actually need a human, and then it will escalate the issue to a human, so that a bad situation doesn't become worse. Actionability, like I said previously, with AI, obviously you need actionable insights. Copilot, for example, could do it to an extent, like for say, if you have to generate a report, it will generate the report, but it not give you some actionable insights that you can take on that report. Agentforce fills in that gap. Let's say you generate a sales report through Agentforce, through an Agentforce agent. Now it will automatically create some calibrations for you and derive some insights based on which you can take tangible decision, like book meetings with your clients or how to alter your pitch to clients for future calls. Real-time data access. Copilot had access to data, but it was limited and it was pre-existing. So that obviously it could take decisions or actions as long as the data allowed it. But with Agentforce and with the integration with Data Cloud, it can vouch on real-time data and take actions and decisions in real time. Not only with certain old case scenarios, but future requirements that come its way as well. Customization. It's highly customizable, as we just said. Obviously, Copilot was able to fulfill some basic use cases, some standard out of the box use cases. But Agentforce goes step further. It understands what those business specific use cases are in your specific business, and then helps you alter those conversations, terminology, your business use cases. Natural language understanding as well. Agentforce, Vijay mentioned, understands context now. Copilot was not very subjective. It would just build on the pre-existing data and give solutions. Agentforce understands the whole context of the situation, understands the language you want to communicate with the client in, and then prepares a response. For example, if a customer mentions shipping delays, it tries to understand that a customer might be referring to a specific order, and then pass on information based on that. So we have the much awaited demo now that Vijay will actually walk you through on how to build an Agentforce agent, and then further things from there as well. Yeah, Vijay.
All right, just give me a moment. I will set up the demo. I'm trying to set it up. Just give me a moment. It will take a couple more minutes.
Right. In the meantime, I can walk you through some quick stats as well that AI has led into the business. So 84% of companies believe that AI chatbots will gain importance for customer communication. So it's also an idea for decision makers to identify how AI can best help your business use cases, because definitely it will be a game changer, as we can already see. By 2027, chatbots can become the primary customer support channel for your clients. It can help on multiple levels. Provide results or responses to your clients' inquiries in real time. You might not want to have an agent sit there at all times. Irrespective of where the time zone of your customer is, they can get answers in real time. Not only that, obviously, the fact that you don't need to have a physical customer agent available all the time, it can help you reduce the cost as well and improve your customer performance, because the clients are getting responses in real time. It can also bring a 67% increase in sales, because chatbots can automate simple use cases, thereby enabling your sales leaders, account executives, SDRs to focus on much more important things. And a very brilliant fact that I was able to witness as per Juniper's research is that it can save up to 2.5 billion hours of work. Just imagine the amount of time your team can save on it, and not just the time aspect, but the cost aspect as well. So yeah, AI actually has a lot of tangible benefits. It's all about how to incorporate or fine-tune AI into your regular, business operations. Right.
All right. Thanks. I think we were missing the slide for the numbers that you were talking about, but I think we can again have a look at it afterwards.
Right, no worries, sure.
Yeah, no worries. Now, quickly moving on to the demo piece. We have created a demo for you guys. So yeah, this is a demo. So just to highlight certain things. So this particular demo is built on a demo environment, so it may lack onto certain capabilities. But yeah, over here we have a BFSI industry, so basically a insurance company who's a bank. We have a community for a bank where we have the capability of identifying what all policies we have, and we can raise a claim as well. So over here I am logging in. I am logged in. I am just opening up the agent. I will ask, let's say, I want to know about my policy. Sorry about the spelling mistakes. I'm too bad at writing. I didn't mention health policy. Yeah, it has given me some information about it, so I can go through it. Now I will simply say I was in an accident and want to claim, to file a claim. Yep. It will again go back and I will see, okay, it is asking me for my policy number. So I have multiple policies, so I'm specifying the policy number. You may think it's slow, but it's not. Actually, uh, it's the demo environment that's kind of causing it to reply a little bit slow. I had already reached out to the support, and they kind of confirmed the same. So that's the thing. As you know, in Sandbox as well, we have the not the optimal servers assigned to your environment. Only in the production that's happened. So it's the same kind of thing that's happening over here. Okay, so incident, I was in car accident on 19th October. I'm just saying it. I wasn't in an accident. I'm just saying it. Yeah. Ah. It can happen sometime. Just a second. It has said like I couldn't understand your question. Okay, yeah. So it is asking me at what time did the accident take place, which vehicle hit you. So it happened in Jaipur. Tesla hit me.
One day.
I wasn't hospitalized. And I don't have the receipts. So I have specified all of that information. Now it should create a insurance claim for me. And then, yeah, it has created an insurance claim for me. And I can come in and see, like for Mike Robin, I am going to look at insurance policies, which is already opened over here. I will simply refresh it and you can see the information. Yeah. Tesla hit me. No, yeah. So we can see the insurance claim has been created. So this is how the Agentforce will work. I have given you a very small scenario because I could configure only that in this particular environment with the limitations that we have. But I wanted to highlight like how it will look from the perspective of, Agentforce Atlas Reasoning Engine. So over here in this Atlas Reasoning Engine, over here in the Atlas Reasoning Engine, as you can see, we have various topics like insurance claim, policy management. So let me ask the question again. I want to know about my, see. I'm asking a question. It will simply identify which particular, topic is the right one to answer this. It has given me this complete information. Now let me say, I want to file a claim as I was in an accident. Now you will see like it will change the topic based on the topic defined. Yeah, as you can see, it has changed the topic from policy management to insurance claim management. So this is how it is working, and you can see the reasoning as well, like what it is doing and how it's doing. So this is how we can create topics, and it will identify the context and identify the right topic to use, and then it will abide by the instructions, the guardrails that has been set, and then it will utilize the actions that has been configured for it. I will show you how we can, tweak the guardrails and how it will impact our outputs in our next piece. So this was the one piece. So in this agent itself only, we have configured one more agent to kind of showcase, which is the commerce concierge, the personal shopper scenario. It's not the personal shopper. I just wanted to highlight. We wanted to showcase how it will feel for the end customer. So we have created for the sake of that demo itself only. So I will right now kind of open that scenario. Just a second. Over here we have the website. So it's not a website, it's a placeholder website for the sake of this demo. The agent is real though. Yeah, so I am going to ask I want to know all my orders. It is going to check what all orders I have, and then it will get back to me with the list. Yeah. So these are all the orders that I have, and now let's say I want to. Now it will only give me the orders which are eligible for a return. Just see. So it is only giving me the orders which are, available for return, which are delivered status, which are not in, cancelled status, all of that. And I can simply, specify return second order. I said offer, but I think it should understand. So as I go about it, so it is utilizing these particular topics. I will be able to showcase. No, the sessions are logged. Like when I say logged, it's not logged, but they are kind of encrypted, so it cannot be read. But if you could have configured it, then we would be able to return it. So it is asking me what's the reason the size was so small. So I'm specifying a message for it. It will simply understand it, and it will kind of store that and update the record. So as you can see, the record has been updated. I will simply go back to the order. I am at the right order itself already. You can see, and we can see the detail as well. The size was too small, so it has kind of captured that description as well, and it has captured in a way which is more understandable, not in the slang that I wrote, but yeah, it has captured that, and it has kind of captured that information for us. So this is how we can do that. It is not limited to that. We can do things like suggest me some car products. I think I have configured it, so it should get back to me with the car accessory products. I'm not sure if I configured all of them, but I think I did. Okay, so it is not, but let me say beauty products. I think I did configure the beauty products. It will simply go and search and then return back to me some of the products which are available, and then I can ask certain questions on top of it, like okay, I want beauty category. As you can see, it automatically identified what I am asking and gave me the right choice. So that is Atlas reasoning engine working behind the scenes. Okay. My bad. So it will simply get the products for me, and then I can ask certain questions on top of it, and I can place an order based on that. Yeah, I think I did not. Okay, it's telling me there are no beauty products. I haven't configured. Okay, my bad. So I think I haven't configured the beauty products, which I thought I did. No issues. I will move on to the next demo, which I have kind of configured, so which you would be able to see. So yeah, this is a different environment, and it's a different org where I have configured different scenarios. So this is Coral Cloud Resorts. So this is a kind of demo environment which I have set up for the sake of this demo. And we would be seeing how we can use Agentforce capabilities and how we can set up guardrails and what all things it can do, even though we haven't specified them as actions in it. So over here, let's me kind of ask a question. I want to know about. So Coral Cloud Resorts is a company which is providing various experiences in its resort. So I'm going to ask to kind of tell me something about a experience. So let's take this experience. I want to know about experience. It will go and check about that experience, and it will give me the data for me. Let's see. As you can see, it has given me the information about it. The full moon beach party is an exciting experience. So it actually kind of understood, then it identified, okay, I need to identify the record by name. It identified it, then it got the record details, and then it kind of created this prompt for me. Now I did not have any of the actions to kind of, create this kind of view for me. As you can see, it only created it automatically on top of it. It does not use summarize record. As you can see in the action, it does not pick that. It automatically created that for me based on the question that I asked. Now let's ask a different question. Let's ask if I want to create a social media post for, let's say, tropical snorkel adventure. I want to create a social media post for experience. Again, as you can see, there is no topic action defined for creating a social media post. Although we have it, but I haven't given it as action to this, but it will still create this particular action for me. There is no action defined, but it did create me this. It identified what I am asking. It actually got the record details, and then it created this response for me. As you can see, it has given me complete description about it, location, guest reviews, and we can use it for our marketing purposes. So we can configure that and we can use it. Now I will ask it some different questions. Let's say I'm an agent working in working at this particular resorts, and I have been given a task like I need to compare two experiences and identify what can be improved in that. So I will give that task to it. I want you to compare these two experiences based on the guest review summary and tell me your opinion. Okay, first one I will give this, and the next one I will take. Which one I will take? Aqua Fitness in Paradise. Okay, so I have already placed a guardrail. I forgot about it. Just let me remove that. Just a second. So basically, I have kind of, created a topic, and I have created topic actions. Now I'm asking it to do certain thing, which is this. I have removed it. Yeah. I am asking it to do kind of, compare these two experiences based on the guest summary review. So guest summary review is an action that is available where it can create a guest summary based on the data it has. And I'm asking it to kind of compare these two. As soon as I press enter, what it will do is it will, process it, what I am asking, what it needs to do, and then it will create the summary, and then it will give a response back to us. Let's see how it does. So just to showcase what this is doing is, it is actually getting the experiences over here. No, not here. Okay, it's a different action. Just a second. I will showcase that to you as well. It's not this one. Just hold on a moment. Yeah, it has created me the summaries for both. As you can see, now I will ask, I want your opinion based on the summary where they can prove It will simply, yeah. As you can see, it has given me a great detail about it, like based on the summary that it had received, what we can do to kind of, modify it and update it, and then use it according to our needs. So it is doing that. So it wasn't something configured, but it already did that, as you saw. And it actually utilized this particular guest review summary, which is an action that it could take. This is not something which was possible with Copilot, but with Agentforce, it is possible. It can identify what actions to take, and it can do that for us, and we can simply leverage that. Now, let's say I'm as a manager, I'm not liking it like you used AI. I wanted your opinion. I wanted your feedback, not AI feedback. So the admin wants to ensure that nobody uses it like this. So he wants to implement a guardrail. Now, how do I implement a guardrail? So I had already implemented a guardrail earlier, so I will again implement it. So in a topic, I can give an instruction like what to do and what not to do. So I will specify that you should not be handling these kind of queries. So I will say, I don't remember the exact line. So I will simply, just for the sake of the demo, I will not type it again. So experiences, don't entertain comparison requests for experience, just reply. I'm not the person to do that. So I will simply save it. And then I will simply ask this question again. Just a second. I will ask this question again. As you can see, it is reverting me back. I am not the person to do that. So see how easy it is to set the guardrails. So this is how you can set the guardrails. The demo is a very small one. The demo is very simple one. But you can see how we can configure the guardrails, how we can configure the actions. Now, you can create guardrails to restrict it, like, do not entertain anything other than what we have specified earlier. So it will not entertain these kind of queries. But you can again then specify you should not be handling these type of queries. You should not be handling that type of query, and it can actually work accordingly. So this is something which is possible with guardrails. We can configure them over here, as you saw, and then we can have the capability of opening it up or closing it up. So we can specify them in instructions, and then we have the capability to create actions. We can create actions from the asset library if we have already created. Else we can create new actions from Apex, Flow, or Prompt template, and we can simply leverage them as per our needs. Now I wanted to highlight, certain things which I myself as a technical person had when the Agentforce was announced. When they said there is Agentforce, then there is Model Builder, then there is Prompt Builder, and then Agentforce Atlas Reasoning Engine is using its own using its own generative AI model that Salesforce has released, which is beating OpenAI GPT-4 and various other platforms. I couldn't wrap my head around how all of these three are connecting together, how they are all working together. So I will be kind of breaking that down for you, how it is all coming together. So I'm opening up a prompt builder. So I am at a prompt which we have, which is generate personalized schedule. So it is a prompt which is creating a personalized schedule for contact based on the review, based on the interest that he has, and then it has specified like start time and duration, and do not include activities that overlap, make sure there is 60 minutes gap and all of that. We have created prompt template, and I explained what is a prompt template. If you are doing something repetitive on a very frequent basis, you want to create a template so you don't write that big prompt each and every time. So you have created a prompt template. Prompt template can be created for field generation, in emails, for your different actions in flows and flows and Apex. So we can do that, and we can get the data from various sources. So in the prompt builder, we have specified all of that. So prompt builder is being utilized to create a set of action that needs to happen based on the data and instructions that we have provided, and it will give us the output based on that. So that is what prompt builder is. We can create our own prompt according to our specific business needs, according to our specific needs. And then we can test it over here, as you can see. So this is prompt builder. Now what is model builder? Model builder is basically connecting the prompt builder, how and which AI it will be using to generate that response for us. So that is happening over here. We can specify our own model and we can add our own models as well. And then we can leverage them. So this is what model builder is. And then agent builder is basically, Agentforce is basically the key place where we have Atlas reasoning engine, which is kind of understanding the client requirement and then identifying what actions it needs to take, which action it needs to take, and in that action it could be a prompt as well. So it will execute that prompt. When that prompt get executed, it will be executed in this particular model itself only, which we have specified. So this is how all of these three are connected together, and we can leverage them accordingly. So I hope I have made kind of a little bit clear what Agentforce is and how it can be configured. We can leverage it onto different channels. So that is also possibility. Now talking about our demo, we aren't covering certain aspects of Agentforce demo, primarily because of the reason they are not available for us in the demoing purposes, and I cannot showcase our client's org in the demo, so I cannot use them. So we are not able to showcase them, like the SDR, and then we have the service agent, then we have sales coach. We are not able to kind of showcase them, and we are not covering the Agentforce for developers for the time's sake, but I think we will be adding certain videos about that as well. We are also not covering the Agentforce Canvas, the newest offering from Salesforce, where we can simply give a prompt and it will create a UI for us that we can leverage for our meetings, that we can leverage for our client discussions as well. So that is also something that is possible with Agentforce now. Agentforce is going to take a new direction. It will have a lot of new features in the coming months. So we can definitely leverage that. But as of now, we are not covering that. So this is the demo that I wanted to highlight, how Agentforce kind of connects, what all things we can do with it, and how we can all be connected. So just to showcase you one more thing. So we can create, agent actions from over here. And agent actions can be linked to, again, prompt flows, prompt template. And then once they are created over here, they can be available in the asset library and we can use them over and over again. Yeah, so that's a little bit about it. Okay, just one more thing. I have a lot of things. Sorry about that. I think we have the capabilities to see, event logs as well, where we can see, what happened, how it happened. So it will only work for the specified interactions where they have specified, like, the event logs needs to be maintained. So we can see message was this and it was this response and it was this response. So we can see, and this is how it's all working together. If you have any more questions, drop them down in the comment section. We would be happy to answer them. And yeah, so moving on ahead from the demo.
Yes, thank you, Vijay, for that insightful demo. Moving on. Let's discuss how industries can actually be benefited.
Just a second. Yeah. I think we did not showcase the number slide. So if we can showcase the number slide as well, that would be really great.
Sure. I'll quickly walk through that as well.
You have already walked it. I just wanted to see it myself as well. So these are the numbers that Chakshu was talking about. And definitely they are very, great. That specifically the last one. All the numbers are great, but the last one is something that caught my eye and that I used in our pre-sales for a couple of our customers, and they really enjoyed it, and they are now going ahead with Agentforce. So definitely that's something I'm really excited about. So yeah, moving on to the next part.
Yes. So we were discussing how industries can actually be benefited by Agentforce. Let's talk about BFSI industry, one of the most important industries that we see out there in today's world. Let's say as an insurance provider, as a BFSI provider, by incorporating Agentforce, I can actually, simplify a lot of complex loan processing tasks like document collection, sending out signature documents. That takes a lot of time of, advisors. The second part we do is investment portfolio management. A lot of time, insurance advisors are actually overburdened by questions about what kind of policies somebody should take, what kind of investments the client should make. By incorporating Agentforce, a lot of insurance providers or BFSI providers can save a lot of time and provide real-time updates to their clients without overburdening their advisors. Assessment challenges. A lot of time when a customer is buying an insurance policy or a different kind of policy, there are a lot of questions that they want to, ask or do some risk assessment. Agentforce can do that for you by automating, certain workflows, by ensuring the AI-driven analytics can be integrated right into the workflow and can send reports or, risk assessments to the clients. Thereby, they can make more informed decisions without actually needing an advisor to do that for them. Healthcare industries can actually benefit from Agentforce as well, like patient follow-up compliances, right? There are a lot of times an individual or a human is required to ensure doctors' appointments are registered with clients, rescheduling it. All of that can be automated by Agentforce. Referral management. In some cases, we see that one doctor refers you or recommends you to visit another specialized doctor. Agentforce can do that on the back end for you by, customizing appointments, providing status updates, tracking patient referrals, and a bunch more other offerings by streamlining communication. Telehealth integration is the newest thing that we've seen recently, that a lot of customers, or a lot of patients rather, set up appointments through telephones. Agentforce can help you do that as well by scheduling appointments, ensuring, how to use those platforms that are out there, thereby just ensuring and enhancing accessibility to healthcare to a wider spectrum of patients. Retail can also highly benefit. It can act as a personal commerce concierge to you, wherein they can, ask inquiries or reply to inquiries 24/7, more personalized recommendation based on your previous searches or past purchases. And Agentforce can just, basically help you with order tracking, returns, and product information without actually depending on a customer agent at any given point of time. Marketers can also benefit highly from Agentforce as well. They can streamline their marketing campaigns. They can look at how the customers or how their leads are interacting with their campaigns, offer personalized recommendations, and customize those to your individual preferences or to your ideal customer profile as well. Non-profits can benefit from Agentforce as well. Donor engagement, I think, is one of the most important functions of any non-profit out there. Agentforce can help you streamline those use cases as well. And obviously, administrative tasks takes a lot of time, not for for every business out there. Non-profits are no different. By automating these tasks as well, non-profit companies can save a lot of time and effort there as well. Telecommunication providers can benefit from this as well. There are a lot of times, there's some confusion customers have about a certain plan or about, why is there an outage in a certain area. Agentforce can preemptively or proactively inform their clients that there's a service outage and a bunch of different factors as well. E-commerce, I was mentioning about the commerce concierge that actually applies more relative to this use case here. Any recommendations that customers want, conversion rate, abandoned carts can benefit from Agentforce here. Customer loyalty program engagement as well. A lot of businesses create their loyalty engagements from ground up. Now, Agentforce can actually benefit that by actively engaging with clients, recommending them what kind of loyalty programs they can benefit from, and if they're an active user, can actually go through what kind of benefits they can actually use to make a particular purchase, or while they can redeem while they're, doing a purchase, thereby obviously increasing customer satisfaction and increasing customer retention rates as well. Now we'll walk through about features and capabilities of Agentforce. Obviously, we ran through them in the previous slides as well. Vijay also walked you through some of these use cases, but just to quickly wrap up, there's multi-language support. Agentforce can help you communicate in any language with your clients. It's highly customizable. It integrates with Data Cloud. One of the most important things that it can provide context to a conversation, thereby offering you more personalized, recommendations and references. Obviously, you can download this presentation to gain a deeper understanding on all of the benefits and features that Agentforce provides.
Yeah. So the presentation is that detailed, although we have covered a lot of points. And the reason is that only because a lot of people download this presentation and use it to understand a little bit better. So I would highly recommend you do the same and download the presentation and get a better understanding of what we are talking about, what all things it can do, what are the ways businesses are taking advantage of it.
Yeah. So the next thing that we have is types of agents. Service agents, right? Service agent can help a lot of customer success teams solve their basic issues like customer inquiries, responding to them 24/7. They can resolve cases swiftly. Based on the data set that they have, they can respond to frequently asked questions in a more personalized manner. Obviously, security guardrails are out there to ensure that whatever interaction the human needs to have, it will definitely loop in a human at that point of time. Sales development representatives. Like I said, it has personally helped me as well. Through the introduction of or incorporation of Agentforce, I can focus a lot of more time on pitching for the sales calls rather than creating documentation or doing admin tasks like booking a meeting, doing basic follow-up. So obviously incorporating that in your sales process can help you streamline a lot of basic use cases as well. Like, communicating on your preferred channel like Slack or WhatsApp or in any language, like I said before. A sales coach agent. Vijay, what do you think? Can it actually help? Can Agentforce become a sales coach agent as well?
So sales coach agent is one of the features that kind of, caught my eye, and I really liked it. I liked it the most across all the capabilities that we saw. So sales coach agent is basically the capability where you specify what is it that you want from your sales agents, and then it can train your sales agent on top of it. So if you have a deal where an agent is going to, like when I say agent, like let's say Mike is going to make that sale, it can take a mock call where you can simply join where Mike will join and AI will ask certain questions based on the details it already has, and it will assess how he is responding back, and then it is taking notes, it is understanding all the things, it will ask certain questions about pricing, it will ask about negotiations, it will understand his complete presentation, and then it will give him feedback like you need to work on your presentation, your tempo is a little bit high, you should to kind of lower it down. That's something I would be kind of.
Sometimes that I think happens to all of us out there.
But for me, I think it would be highlighted. So that will be taken care. That would be something which will be highlighted. And along with that, what would be highlighted is you kind of try to avoid the negotiation. You should not be doing that. So it will give that kind of feedback to the sales agent. So that's what sales coach is going to do. And it is not only limited to that. It will join your calls as an AI agent, and it will assist you in that as well. Like the customer has mentioned negotiation about the price, like he's not liking the price. So you can offer him a 10% additional discount because that's the maximum you can offer based on the data that I have. Right. It will give you that information. It will highlight his specified competitor name. And we have in our database, like this competitor lacks in this data. When I say this is data, I mean like it lacks in the customer service, it lacks in these features, and you can leverage that. So sales coach is going to definitely revolutionize how, sales agents make a deal. Yeah. So it's going to definitely revolutionize that. And I am really excited about that feature, very, very much.
Yeah. I think even for me, when I'm on a client call, there are certain tricky questions that a customer asks me right on the spot, and I might not have the, time to go on the internet, but I think having Agentforce give me real-time information can help me, definitely close deals faster.
It will simply nudge you in the right direction. You should use this, you should use this, you should use this, so things like that.
Right. Perfect. So one of the use cases, a personal shopper agent, like we discussed previously as well, it can help you get personalized product recommendation. Obviously, it's beneficial both for the customer and the company because the customer can, spend less time browsing through products and actually just get in and get out that much quicker. And obviously, it helps the store to, increase their sales. Campaign agent. We also discussed that marketers can greatly benefit from Agentforce. Agentforce can actually understand how your target audience is interacting with your campaigns, provide feedback on that, customize those campaigns for your target audience segment. I tell you how you can better negotiate with the ideal customer profile, and obviously it never sleeps, right? So it does marketing on the background for you 24/7.
Just to highlight, it can even create its own email candidates. It can even create its own marketing journeys as well. So you have created it. Now it will modify it based on the KPIs and all of that. So that is also something which is possible with Campaign Agent. It will work with Salesforce Marketing Cloud Growth Edition, the Marketing Cloud Edition, which are core to the Force.com platform. So it will work great over there.
Custom agent is one more thing that we can, so we were talking about, having specific use cases that's not industry common. It's only tailor-made to your specific business. So we can create custom agents as well.
Like the one you saw for the, BFSI industry. Let's say it's, BFSI industry is not the great example, but let's take another example, which was the Coral Cloud Resorts one. So you can create a AI agent for your specific business needs. Let's say you are into education industry and you want to create your own AI agent with certain own, capabilities, with certain own instructions. You can do that for different businesses. It's not limited to that only. Even if you are in BFSI and you want to have your own AI agent to leverage the actions that you have defined with your AI models, with your prompts, it can be done. You can create your own custom AI agents, as we saw in our demo as well.
Right. And so agents are not only limited to these only industry. There's a bunch of additional agents that you can build depending on your industry: healthcare, banking, retail. Obviously, you can download the presentation to get a much more deeper understanding and how your business can utilize Agentforce. Let's now let's break some myths about Agentforce.
So to use Agentforce, I need to hire a technical team. As you saw, no, it's not the case, and you need to monitor it for the highly team. You do not need a non-technical
I think
guy.
I said it myself. I build agent for myself without any background information. So you definitely do not need a technical person only.
You do not need one. As a business owner, if I use Agentforce, I do not need any human to interact with end customers. So partially true, partially not true. For the basic task, no, you would not be needing a human. But for complex tasks, you would be needing a human. So a human will be there, but he will be only bothered when there are certain things which are complex or which is something which AI couldn't understand what to do. As a business owner, I only want to use Agentforce. Is it necessary to have data cloud? No. You are fine. If you don't have data cloud, you are fine. Although data cloud comes pre-bundled, but you do not need data cloud. You don't need to configure data cloud as well. You can use it with the capability that you have already.
The next one was if Agentforce can only operate in one language. I think I've already addressed that previously. Businesses out there want to go global. They have multiple operations already. That's why Agentforce comes in really handy. You can customize the language to the geography of your current business. So that's obviously helpful. As Agentforce uses AI, my customer data is at risk. I think Vijay would address that quite pretty well as well.
Brother, we have trust layer. Don't worry.
Also, Salesforce has trust as its core value. So data protection is paramount importance to everybody out there.
Just to highlight one more thing. These are the questions that we get very often in our interaction with community members, with clients, and with the prospects as well. So we have decided to kind of cover them over here as well, just so you guys have an understanding about it. Even if you might not be wondering, but now as you have read it, you may be wondering about it. So we are answering them over here. If you have any more myths that you want to be broken, you can ask them in the chat.
So as a business owner, I understand that Agentforce can only help me in customer service, not in any other task.
We saw that. It's not the case. You can use it for any type of thing that you want.
I think the demo gave quite a brilliant answer to that. Is it accurate that Agentforce only supports text data and does not accommodate images? If so, how might this limitation impact our operations and data processing needs?
Structured and unstructured data, both are covered. We have a diagram as well, so you don't need to worry about it. With the data cloud, it is covered, both of them, and we can definitely leverage them.
As a business owner, I'd like to know, is Agentforce limited to running on Salesforce products like communities and e-commerce websites, or does it offer compatibility with other systems as well?
So this is a really great question. So Salesforce, Agentforce can be linked to various other channels, as we discussed: sales, email, WhatsApp, and even other components as well. So it's not limited to that. We can expose it to different platforms where you want to use it. And in future, in roadmap, we have Agentforce API invocable actions that can be invoked from flows, that can be invoked from Apex, and Agentforce that can be invoked via API as well. So you're not limited. Just wait for some time as Salesforce release those features in new release. I think it would be in next year, March, I guess. I'm not sure. Don't take me by the word. Forward-looking statement. Yeah.
But the sooner the better.
Yeah.
As a business owner, do I need to use all Salesforce products like sales, service, marketing, and many other clouds in order to leverage Agentforce?
No, that's not the case. You can use Agentforce with the features and with the cloud that you're using right now.
Agentforce is not suitable for smaller businesses. Is it true?
No, it's very suitable. It will definitely do wonders for you. It will do sales. It will do SDR. It will reach out on behalf of you to the customers, and it will identify which are the hot leads that needs to be kind of diverted to a agent. So that is SDR. So you can use it in that sense. There are other sense as well. There are other ways as well where it can benefit you, but just think from the SDR perspective only. You do not need to hire a new individual. You can simply employ Salesforce development representative agent, and it will reach out to the leads. It will identify which leads are hot. It will schedule a meeting for you. It can divert them for you. And you have at all times the capability to see what all interactions my agent is making with that particular lead, and you can take actions on it. So
and obviously control the kind of conversations it can have. So to put it simply, irrespective of the size of a business or the industry, Agentforce is useful to you, or might have some use case that you can derive out of it.
Yeah, but just like the service agent, that's a great way. You do not need to worry about any of the customer service. It will take care of it on behalf of you. SDR, as I explained, it's a really great capability. Sales coach is something that I like the most, and which I am really liking it. And then we have the personal shopper agent, which is commerce concierge. Assume you have a agent which is kind of taking care of your customers' need. Like, what are the products which might be good for you? It is taking care of that. If you want to replace an order, if you want to cancel an order, it will take care of that as well. So that is something which is possible with that. And then we have the capability of campaign optimizer, which is doing the marketing campaigns on behalf of you. So obviously, so apart from the ones that we showcased you, Salesforce pre-built agents are really great, and you should definitely kind of check them out, and it will do wonder for you.
Right. So moving on, we'll talk about how actually businesses are leveraging Agentforce. So we have here an example of Wyndham. It's one of the largest hotel chains in the world in terms of properties, with approximately over 9,000 hotels in 95 countries. Wyndham was facing a challenge of fragmented data. Obviously, it has different hotels across the world, which means they might be using different systems. So data was, spread out across through different systems, which led to inconsistent guest experiences. Operational efficiency. New hotels were not able to follow a similar process of old hotels. Everybody was operating kind of in their own ways, and due to obviously outdated technology and processes. Personalization. With obviously a huge number of guests or customers it was unable to offer a kind of a very personalized experience to each of its customers, thereby challenging or not impacting or achieving greater customer satisfaction or loyalty. Obviously, then Agentforce was employed there, and it did wonders for them. It firstly improved or enhanced the overall guest experience, because they were able to now synchronize all of its data onto one platform and offer more personalized recommendations or better recommendations, and information was spread across seamlessly. A reduction in call resolution time. A lot of time, there is a customer agent that you need to speak to, and there are delays or wait time you have to do that. With Agentforce, it was decreased by more than 30%, obviously by including Agentforce as agents. And real-time data access. By leveraging Salesforce Data Cloud and MuleSoft, Agentforce agents had access to real data based on which they could take decisions much more faster and much more personalized to the, to the query at hand. Wiley has also greatly benefited from Agentforce. Obviously, you can download the presentation to learn more about it. Moving on, one of the most important steps, right? Obviously, Agentforce is really useful and can help you fulfill a lot of functionalities. But if you do not choose the right implementation partner, you will obviously not be able to derive the maximum value. So keep in mind certain factors while using Agentforce or while selecting a partner who can incorporate Agentforce for you. The number one is industry know-how. Always go for a partner who actually understands Agentforce, has leveraged that for its customers, has practical experience with real-time clients. Certified professionals. That's another great way. Salesforce has certifications for all of its offerings. So go for organizations or Salesforce partners who have certifications within Agentforce. Not only Agentforce, but like larger Salesforce ecosystem as well. Technical savvy. Like we just said, Salesforce keep coming up with, I think, quarterly updates. Yeah. Which means that there are new, moderations or updates coming in. Yeah, so go for a partner who keeps itself updated. Yes.
And definitely on top of it, you should look for a partner who himself understands the AI and has been leveraging it for its business needs. So definitely understand and try to make sure you are identifying the right partner and not a partner which is saying like, I have done that. I have this much big of a team. You should identify what is it that they are doing. Are they even aligned with the AI mission that you have within your organization? Are they following the same thing in their organization? And then that will help you identify the right people with whom you should move ahead with.
Right. Tailoring and integration. Obviously, Salesforce is a low-code, no-code platform that gives you out-of-box functionalities. But go or select a partner who can understand your specific use cases and tailor the Agentforce or your Salesforce org according to that. There are multiple instances where our clients come and they said, oh, their org was not configured properly. They just sold us out-of-the-box functionalities and we're unable to, cater to our specific use cases. So keep in mind that as well. Project management. We follow Agile here. Project management, how projects are managed becomes really important. Understand that there should be an entire team dedicated to any project, and the BA or the project manager is actually, on top of things. Like the tickets are moving regularly. They're proactively communicating with any changes or any requirements or any updates that there are. So that really goes in handy. Post-implementation. Obviously, once your implementation is live, the next big step comes post-sales implementation or post-sales support. We have seen instances where obviously the issue was done and some new issues come up. Go with partner that offers you a bunch of different post-sales support, not only for the implementation that you've done, but also can sit with you, a brainstorm on how they can future-proof your Salesforce investment, because there are multiple ways you can, even automate or fulfill your additional tasks as well. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Now we have the live Q&A session. I hope everybody who had questions have dropped in the chat box, but please feel free to do so now. Can we have the question on screen?
All right, so let's take the first question. What is the difference between Agentforce and Einstein Copilot? Hi, Abhishek. I think I covered that in our presentation. You can ask if you have any more questions. Can student join AI now to Jaipur? Yeah, you can join it, but I think there is a cost involved into it. Yes, this is getting recorded, Gunjan. How does AI agent know your name because you haven't not mentioned it? So basically I logged in with the user. So as I was logged in, so it kind of identified my user login and it kind of captured who I am as a user. And then we have no job in Salesforce. So that's not the case. There are definitely jobs, but you definitely have to identify how you can make yourself, ready for that. Bots can access the data stored from CRM with, bots can access it, but bots are limited to the data that we have specified. Copilot can get the data based on the certain criterias, and which is a little bit more to what bots can do. And then we with Atlas Reasoning Engine, with Agentforce, they can get the data from wherever you want, and it's definitely possible. We are not limited to that. It can create and fire its own queries as well. If you simply say I want this, it will simply fire a query and it will get that data for you. And we can add in additional capabilities to it. Next, we are going to, I think that's all from the question side. Yep. Okay. So next, we will be at Agentforce World Tour New York, which is happening on 20th of November.
20th of November, correct.
So we will be there. If you are there as well, we would really love to meet you and have a discussion about Agentforce and how it can actually benefit the industry, the people, and your business. If you are there and if you have any questions, if you just want to say hi, definitely we would love to say hi and have a discussion.
Yeah, and not only that, if you're in New York, if you're based out of New York and have any Salesforce related discussion, we'll be happy to set up a meeting, before and after as well. So just reach out to us and we'll definitely try to.
Or even if you just want to say hi, I will be really happy to see that. It would be my first time in New York, so that's why.
The Big Apple.
The Big Apple. All right. Here are some of the references from where we have kind of drafted this complete presentation and demo. You can leverage that. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I think.
Thank you guys. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye.
I think I did.